See. All right. Well, welcome everyone to our weekly professional networking Zoom call. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I am the leader of Collaborating Connections. We meet on a weekly basis at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to talk, chat, share about our business and knowledge and experience, and help each other through referrals, connections, etc. Collaborating Connections is part of the TTR Networking family, and TTR Networking stands for To the Rescue. The word rescue is actually an acronym for the tenets, the basic principles of TTR networking that we all believe in and support. The R is for relationships, which we believe is the cornerstone of great business. The E is for education. While we are talking and sharing about our businesses, it's not limited just to that. We are actually educating each other about our industries, talking about important things that that everybody should know and look out for as a consumer, and just trying to enhance our relationships by sharing relevant information that each of us are subject matter experts on. The S is for success strategies. No matter if we've been in business for a short while or a long while, those things that work for us, that have brought us some level of success, we are happy to share and shout about, and invite each other to try those resources or ideas to see if they help others as well. The C is for community. We not only believe in thriving ourselves, but we want to support our local community. And through that endeavor, we support nonprofits and community organizations that we resonate with, have an affinity with, and want to make sure through our time, talents, and treasures that we can contribute to help them thrive as well. The U is for understanding. We not only get a chance to introduce our businesses, but we look forward to asking questions of each other, trying to get a very good idea of, what is it? What is your business niche? What is special about your business? And when I'm providing that warm referral, when I'm making that awesome connection, I want to be able to understand your business so I can pass that information along and make sure that we're connecting you with the right potential clients and partners. And then the second E in rescue is for execute. As we get together and talk and share on a weekly basis, it wouldn't mean anything unless we take the recommendations, we take the ideas, we take all of this wonderful information and put it into action, move it forward, helping our own business and helping each other thrive and be successful. So that is what the rescue acronym stands for and what we're all about. And we hope that everybody finds value in that. TTR Networking has been around for over 14 years, starting out in Central Indiana. Collaborating Connections has been around for more than 6 years now. And we started out meeting in person on the east side of Indianapolis with a bunch of wonderful professionals on a weekly basis coming together to talk and share and grow. And then once COVID hit, we went to this virtual format via the Zoom call for our own safety and protection, but we still wanted to stay connected. We still wanted to build and share. So the Zoom call actually worked out wonderfully, because not only do we connect with other professionals who can help spread our message and grow to know and understand, but now we can connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast through the United States and around the world. We've had visitors from the UK, from the Netherlands, from Canada, and we invite professionals wherever they are. If they are available during this time slot, as I mentioned, 6 p.m. till approximately 7 or 7:30 on Tuesday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, we invite anybody to come and be a part of the Zoom call to share about their business, to get to know us and know what Collaborating Connections is all about. So if you happen to be listening to this via recording, we're recording this and we'll post it on our YouTube channel, our Collaborating Connections YouTube channel, as well as on our Collaborating Connections Facebook page and LinkedIn pages. So we want to share the word about what Collaborating Connections is doing, who we are, and what wonderful professionals are involved here. So again, welcome everybody tonight. I'm so glad that you are with us. On a monthly basis, we have themes that lead some of that professional development discussion that I talked about. And the theme for April is all about accountability. So we've been having some discussions the last couple of weeks about accountability, personal accountability, our business accountability. Last week, we talked about accountability as it's perceived from our client or potential client perspective. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. I love to kick off our weekly meetings with a discussion of wins. Anything new and wonderful that has happened within the past week, or something to celebrate that is coming up soon. I want to open the floor and give an opportunity for anybody to talk about their wins. And I see Deanna flailing her arms. I'm guessing Deanna has a win to share. So Deanna, please unmute yourself and share.
All right. So here's my great win. It's going to sound really weird, but it makes more sense if you think about the whole thing. I went this weekend to a I drove all the way down to Texas, down to Dallas, Texas, and Jay and I went to a wellness and something conference, wellness and new being conference. And it was amazing because of all the stuff that I learned. So much stuff I learned. But the part that was the big win, I think, was that on Saturday night, after having learned a bunch and met with this lady who was very intuitive, she was just, having people come by and talk to her. And I talked to her for a while. And Saturday night, I went to sleep. Sunday morning, I woke up and I decided that I was going to part my hair on a different side. Why does that matter? Well, because I part my hair on the right side for the last 25 years because I have cowlick and whatever, and I didn't want to mess with it. I decided I'm going to part my hair on the other side. So now I do. I mean, you can't tell when I have a ponytail on, but I parted my hair on the other side on the left. And what it does is it actually makes your hair fall completely differently. You got to curl it differently. You got to fuss with it differently. You got to fix it differently. It also makes a different eye get sometimes half covered up with your bangs. It also makes you like turn your head a little bit differently the other way. And it just, and when you take pictures, you've got to stand on the other side because now that isn't your good side anymore. This is, right? All of that is just to say, I decided when I woke up Sunday morning, I'm going to embody and be all of the things that woman told me I'm capable of and how I needed to change. And I decided that I'm parting my hair differently because I'm a different person starting on Sunday.
Awesome.
Did you get that?
Yeah. So
okay.
A simple hair part.
Well, but it's just about
made a big difference.
Right. It's about deciding that now I'm a different person. So I look different a little, not to you so much, but to me, right? I look different. It feels a little different. Now you've got a stronger personality on a different side, a stronger picture on a different side. all of that stuff is leading to the place where I can shift a little thing that reminds me I'm a different person. Sorry, I'm a completely different person.
Wow. Awesome.
That's one of my,
Awesome. Good, good. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
I'm just
Yes,
gonna say,
Jennifer?
Deanna, we liked the old one though. You don't have to completely disappear on us. But I do, I mean, I can tell you're smiling very,
Oh, yeah.
very big smile. So excitement for you. Good for you. I would just say, you know what, Tia, it would be something else if you weren't here, I promise. But it would. I mean, I don't just say it but I am glad that somebody found us through the digital means she did. I mean, I'm excited that that's how it worked. You know, it does work sometimes, doesn't it? Yay. And I'm excited for Deanna. She looks like she's happy. And that's a really good color on you. Not that you weren't wearing good colors before.
I will also tell you one other thing she said, because you might all find it handy. She said there are levels to the subconscious, and there's one level of conscious. She said you have to be careful not to let the 6 levels of subconscious that are not always nice to us, don't always say the nicest things, don't always, encourage us or make us feel any better. She said it's very important to be careful not to let the 6 levels of subconscious outplay or drown or push down in the mud the one conscious level that we have, that we can control. And so she said, make a conscious effort to make sure you don't let those 6 bullies push the one that's a decision and a choice that we get to make. So she said, make sure that every day you're taking the time to speak and decide, I am deserving, I am knowing, I am, all of those good things. So decide what your affirmations are, right? But she said, most importantly, you just have to make sure not let the 6 levels of subconscious outplay or push, bully the one that's the conscious one. And that was one of the most important things that she kind of was trying to impart to me. So I don't know if that helps any of the rest of you. I know it certainly helps me, because I have noticed that my 6 levels of subconscious, they are sometimes just nasty, rotten little bullies. And I have to really work hard to quiet them,
That's a good message right there. I like that. Something to be cognizant of, aware of. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anybody else got wins they want to share? Yeah, Philip?
Yeah, you can hear me? Okay.
I
You can hear me
can.
okay?
I'm going to get off screen. I'm gonna go open a window, but go ahead, please.
Hey, we all started our solar panel project here in Indiana, and we're still in the process of getting things around. And then we'll have a big learning curve coming up. Our son got a job down in Florida for 3 weeks cleaning 180,000 panels. And there's going to have some other people with them, but they needed extra help. So myself personally, so I can get learning it so we can start the business here, I'm going to go down to Florida for 3 weeks and help him clean the 180,000 panels. Not this weekend, but the following weekend, head down for 3 weeks. So it'll be a very, very good, not that I want to go down or she wants me to go down, but it'll be a real good learning curve for when we do start the project up here. Yeah, that's what I said.
He keeps saying learning curve. It's not a learning curve.
Experience.
It's an experience, everybody. It's an experience.
Well, that is super awesome. That sounds like a huge project, and you're getting a lot of exposure, I guess, in a project that big. So
yes,
wonderful, and best of luck to you. We of course want to hear how it's going or how it goes as you go.
I don't know if I'll be able to jump on during the week when we're down there because we'll be busy night to day to night. But when I get back, I most definitely will get on one of the calls and let you know.
Fantastic. Thank
I'll
you.
pass them on.
Any other wins? Anybody?
It's exciting, but it's also crazy. I guess CB's got a finger pointing at him.
CV,
Uh,
we know you've always got wonderful wins.
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
share.
say, CB, you or me? Because I
Well,
can't
first
see the
off,
screen.
to Philip, if there's a lake or a body of water in Florida, it has an alligator in it. Don't just think that's a nice, cool piece of water and go jumping in.
I think we're going to Tallahassee, which is by the Gulf side. I think by the Gulf. So I'm at least going to go there so just to check it out because I've never been in that part of Florida. So I will be careful.
Yes,
Yes.
get yourself a set of polarized sunglasses, and that helps you see through the shine of the water and helps you see the alligators that are just underneath. And just so you
Okay,
know, when the
thank you.
water's flat, you're going to see a little set of beady eyes, and then you're going to see the little tip of its nose. And that's how, and sometimes they're this far apart, and sometimes they're this far apart. And it's the ones that are this far apart that you don't want to get near.
Makes sense.
I lived
Good
in
one.
Louisiana and I lived in Florida, and they are even up in the panhandle. So just be careful.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Wins.
Yes.
Yes. First
Thank you.
off, I got my sponsorship thing over to Jennifer for Fun Fridays. So I know we're going to talk about Fun Fridays here in a minute. With that, going to be doing headshots at Fun Fridays, going to be doing headshot for $75. That's a savings of $25. Plus you get a bonus of buy one, get one free. So you're really going to make out on headshots there. It's going to be a first come, first serve basis. So make sure you come to Fast Friday on that. As Pavithri reminded me last week, I got to get some swag together for Fun Fridays, because you can't go there and promote stuff without having some swag. So shout out there to Pavithri. So then this past weekend we were down in Cincinnati at the BMSC whatever it was. Really good weekend down there. Saw a lot of old friends, old clients and stuff. Unfortunately, it's going to be our last show down there. They have turned stuff very commercial with their spirituality stuff down there. That's not our world. So it's nice that they want to run corporate spirituality, but I don't fit that profile. So we won't be heading back to that show. We're going to be looking for shows here in the Indianapolis, Indiana, Kentucky, maybe Illinois, Michigan area. So we'll see what pops up. So that's
Hey,
that's a
CB.
report for me. I got my stuff in the chat. So if anyone's looking for me, please check it out. Ascension Imaging Studio, and we'll go from there.
CB, can you send me an email and remind me? I think I have a contact for you that might be useful, that is doing something similar in Southern India, and I met him on Friday. I've got the information in my email, but if you send me a reminder, I can forward the information to you.
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. You can text me too. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's see. I have some fun information too. So, like CB said, I did get all my swag reordered what I ran out from last time. And I got my giveaway, Jennifer. So I have a fun one for the next Fun Friday. All to do
Yay!
with the summer. Yeah. So
Yay!
I will have all my stuff by, I think, the first week of May. So for once, I'm not last minute rushing. So I'll have everything ready for Fun Friday. So that's the good stuff. And then this past weekend was the Sri Lankan New Year. And this weekend coming up, we're doing the celebrations up in Fort Wayne at the Buddhist temple. And I always sponsor that one in my dad's honor because he passed away 8 years ago this Thursday. So which is why I'm on the road, because I'm out running, getting supplies for the temple this weekend for the service. So that's like the good and the good stuff going on in my life right now. I get to spend this week for my dad.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, Pavithri, you're on top of it. I've been telling Tia, but I told her about the event. And you're doing great. So that's what we want our sponsors to do, CB, is come with all kinds of goodies. Did you hear that? You want me to repeat it? I'll give you a hard, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, CB. You know what I'm talking about. You'll just, people will, I mean, Pavithri, what'd you give out the last time?
I had a spa basket.
She had a really nice
Oh,
spa
yeah.
basket. It
Yep.
was really nice. It was really cool. So anyway, yep, cool.
Awesome. Other wins? Anybody got other wins?
I do.
Carol, please share.
Yes. My listing in Cape Coral is under contract. Finally. Yes.
Super fantastic.
Yes. I don't know if what I did
Uh-oh. I think Carol froze up a bit.
didn't do any updating
Oh,
as
there
far as
she is.
in the house
Uh-huh.
painting or anything. So I went and bought 2 very nice ceiling light fixtures and had them installed. And then I flew back on Thursday. That was Wednesday. And then we had 2 showings on Sunday and an offer on Monday, and we're under contract. So I don't know if the light fixtures help, but I'm going to take credit for it.
Heck yeah.
You should.
Yeah, it was plain. There were just the recessed lights, the little caps on them, and I added light fixtures and it sold.
I loved it. I saw the picture.
Did
And
you?
it really did add character to the
Yeah.
room.
It did.
Yes. Great job. Great
Yeah.
Could
job.
it be like Deanna parting her hair on the other side? Is
It
that
could
what it
be.
was?
I don't know.
I mean, really? Just the energy changed, just, and I saw it. I posted, some of it. I'm not sure. I did see that it was under contract. I'm not sure if I posted that. I hope I did. Maybe I did. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah, it's
I'll find it and I'll do it.
finally under contract, and they are tickled to death. They're absolutely tickled to death. So now they're going to start looking for another house finally. And then I told them to wait till we got the earnest money to make arrangements to go down and get their stuff. Because there's been people that haven't shown up with their earnest money lately. Other agents have had to deal with that, but hopefully we'll be good and they can go get their stuff and finish moving. So I'm very happy for them.
Awesome. I'm really
Yeah.
happy for you, Carol. I mean, I say it all the time. I know you go the extra mile for your clients, and anybody who engages you as their realtor is really, making an awesome choice because of how you take care of your clients. So I was happy to copy and paste your post to my page to let people know, hey, Carol is awesome. Just, if you have a need for a realtor,
Right.
she's just doing a great job. So thanks for all that you do, Carol.
Yeah, it
So happy.
took $500 out of my pocket. I'll get it back. I'm not worried about it. It'll come back to me in my commission. I spent it. I did it, got it sold. That's what it took.
Yay.
I got it done. So, yep.
Yay.
Happy
All
to do it.
right. Good, good. Well, I'm going to share my win from the past week. I told you guys last week, I've been traveling quite a bit lately, and it's something that I love to do. Luckily, this is kind of a slower time in my day job. In the season for my day job, I'm a corporate auditor, 9 to 5, but I'm a travel agent and a chocolate lover, blogger, and genealogist. So this past weekend, I went to Denver, Colorado. I've flown through or connected through Denver previously and had some long layovers, but I had never really spent time in Denver. So I kind of put a pin in the map and said, let's go. I had a great experience. Frontier Airlines has a headquartering office there, and they gave me swag and guidance on checking out Denver. Stayed in an awesome hotel. I visited probably 4 different chocolate places, and I have my favorites. I'm still posting more about the chocolate. Checked out their arts scene, and it's just amazing. There is so much visual arts, street graffiti, beautifully done throughout Denver, and really enjoyed that. Went to the botanical gardens. I love gardening and flowers, and just it was a very peaceful, overall relaxing weekend. Even though I was running around seeing a whole bunch, it was just what I needed. So if anybody is ever thinking about wanting to go to Denver just to check it out, I've got a lot of updates on the sites and restaurants and things to see and do there. And I had a ball. So that was my win. And then came home this weekend and got signed up. I just stay busy. So I used to be in a women's golf league here in Indianapolis. They called me up and said, "Oh, Dawn, we miss you. We're going to have our kickoff soon." I got signed up. That's going to be my summer activity to help me stay in shape. So those are my wins. That's what's going on. All right. Tia, Jennifer, do we have any wins that we'd like to share and let the group celebrate with you?
Sure. I'll just share. I've been working with some nonprofits lately over the last week, and just recently helped a nonprofit called BU Wellness, and they are actually in the hunt for a executive director. And one of my friends, I helped her like showcase or event through social media, and they through the posting and I think through negotiations, they just hired her as an interim director through some of the, just awareness and the attention that we were able to bring. So I'm super excited that, I believe I was able to show her as a candidate for that position, at least internally. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love, in addition to, helping my clients, just working with local nonprofit organizations around Indy. So that was a win for me.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And it sounds like a win-win. The nonprofit benefited, you benefited by being able to help out a friend and get them in there. And it's about those relationships and connections that are really important. So great. Great. We celebrate you and your win there. All right. So before we move on to our next agenda item, I want to remind everybody to just please populate the meeting chat with your contact information, your name, your phone number, email address, or website. And I'm going to make sure to post that information when I post this recording on Facebook and social media. And that way people not only get to see our faces, but they know exactly how to contact each of us. So please go under the 3 dots under more, click on the meeting chat, and go ahead and populate your contact information. Okay, next I am going to invite Jennifer Johnson. Please provide any of the TTR networking updates that we need to stay aware of.
Well, I did say before too, Tia is my win. So make sure everybody knows that. I have a lot of other great things that are going on, but that was a big win. And we had a very nice conversation earlier, so I'm glad she could join us tonight. A couple things that are going on right away. I would just tell you, we have our leading edge group, which is for B2B businesses. If you do business with other businesses, that's your main thing. Please join us on Thursday at noon. It is out there. It's on our website. It's all over the place. If you want to attend and you don't know anything about it, you want to get the you want to get the Zoom information, let me know. They do meet every Thursday at noon. Lisa Bowers is our regular leader. However, Lisa cannot be there on the third Thursday of the month. So Pavithri is jumping into her shoes and is going to help lead that. We are very fortunate on that call too, to have Pavithri, who's one of our global partners with KPSK Consulting. And we also have Robert Bonger, who's our other global partner with Offset House Printing. So, I mean, these are two businesses that are very, very invested in networking with TTR and a number of other organizations. But I feel very, very blessed that they're helping us with this B2B group, because that is the main thing that they are both working with, is B2B. So anyway, if you can join us or you just want to check it out as a member, I would encourage you to check it out. You know, if you're not sure if you're, you know, quite that B2B, you can definitely jump on Thursday and find out, or, you know, whatever. But then we also have Thursday morning, and it's not that I don't think you guys would enjoy it, but on our South Side, down at our South Side networking partners down in Greenwood, they're having what they are calling, and it's a new event, I'm hoping that they'll continue with it, but it's Business Breakfast Connections. And it's going to be down at the Denny's off of I-65 and Main, I believe. Angie Oakes leads our South Side group, and they are in a growth mode. So they're having breakfast on Thursday morning at the Denny's from 9 to probably 10:30, I believe. But that is all over our website as well. And I don't have the exact address, but I can send you the link if you want to register for that. Okay, so, and then we have our open networking at the Haverstick, which literally is next Friday already. When I was talking to Tia, I said it can't be next Friday. It is next Friday. The month of April is going to be gone before we know it, guys. And then our Big Fun Friday that CB is now a sponsor of, as well as Pavithri. That is on Friday, May 31st. And that's at the Haverstick as well. Those of you who are able to attend the other one, it's just, or haven't been able to, it's just a little bigger scale. We do a little bit more. We bring out some activities that we don't do on just our open networking. But anyway, most of you should have it. And last week, the actual, oh my goodness, the Bright Ideas show actually debuted, which is InspireSmall.biz's monthly show that I guess, is that on the second Wednesday, Deanna? Pavithri, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. Deanna was the unbelievable MC, and Pavithri was working behind the scenes. But then you did, I don't know if she can hear me, but she also had a little segment that what to do. No, what was it? What not to do to get sued?
How not to get sued.
What was it? Say it one more time.
How not to get sued.
Oh, how not to get sued. Yes.
Yep.
And it was funny,
also
but it was like, go ahead. Go ahead.
In June, it's actually going to be the third Wednesday, but otherwise it is the second Wednesday.
Okay. But we will continue to promote it here when, you know, in emails and stuff. So, but that is, anybody who's a TTR member gets to attend that for free. We have it's a reciprocal, and you get what's called the Side Hustle membership. So I have been sending that out. You get that for free with InspireSmall.biz. So just look for that. If you don't, I will send it to you.
Sorry, can I jump in real quick, Jennifer?
Oh, absolutely.
You have to register ahead of time on the website for the Bright Ideas show. If you're a member, you get in for free. Otherwise, it is $15 at the door, regardless of if you're a member or not.
Okay,
So make sure you register ahead of time, because if your name's not on the list, that's where the payment's gonna come in, and make sure you have a copy of the ticket in your phone just in case.
okay. Were you gonna say something, Deanna?
No, I think that's great. Thank you.
Was that good? Okay. You have, I mean, it's so cool that, and I know Carol's a member of both too. So, and maybe all of us are, I don't know, but it's just an opportunity to, I mean, it's really nice to have these benefits that work through both groups. So anyway, those are what's coming up right now. And then, and Fun Friday, May 31st. Mark your calendar, please. Be there, be there, be there. It's free and it's going to be a lot. We've got the Better Business Bureau and Inspire Smalls now a new presenting partner and all of that. You guys know all this stuff. And then Girls Inc. is our nonprofit, which Dawn Evans Casey helped us secure that. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun things going on that Fun Friday at the Haverstick. So take it away, Dawn. That's good for now, I think.
You always forget one, Jennifer.
I mean, there's just things coming up, guys, all over the place. And if you know something I don't talk about, please share it, because I'm not, I know that Inspire Small has a lot of other events. So go check out the web, that website as well.
I'm thinking about the Choose to Move.
Oh, well, go ahead, Dawn. Gosh, you know what? I hope I don't forget that. I have a feeling.
I'm going to have to remind you. I'm going to have to call you up.
I have a music job that day too, but the Choose to Move, that's why my brain has been going to, I think I'm going to be there in person. I may not, but Choose to Move is the Indiana Parkinson Foundation's annual run walk. It's going to happen in Fishers at, what is it called, Dawn? What's the field? We've got it. I don't remember. Anyway, Indiana Parkinson choose to Move, which we have been in, and I think it may be Dawn and I are the team right now. I don't know. But it's one of those things that even if you don't want to, you can just donate. You can do it virtually. But we had Kim Williams with the Indiana Parkinson Foundation was a leader of our groups for 2+ years, was a member for probably 6. And she's gotten so busy, she couldn't really be involved right now, but they were the Parkinson Foundation, Indiana. She was there at our last Fun Friday. And I think a lot of people just didn't realize all that's going on there. So the Choose to Move next Saturday. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Witten Park.
Witten Park. That's it. Thank you.
Yes. Fishers.
I've always had a warm place in my heart for the Indiana Parkinson Foundation. My dad had Parkinson's before he passed. He was an avid golfer, but he didn't let the Parkinsons mess up his golf game. He stayed out there swinging that golf club and doing a pretty good job of it. And I think that physical activity actually helped him. But the foundation has such wonderful programs to help treat and support Parkinson's patients. And when the families show up, the families and friends in those huge teams to support, it's really heartwarming. So I don't know if you know of anybody who may be touched by Parkinson's themselves or in their family, but it's a wonderful opportunity to support and be a part of, to get out there in the fresh air and get your exercise and to give back to the community again. Just like we mentioned at the beginning, part of the TTR networking, what we're all about is also supporting communities and nonprofits. So I don't know, Deanna, the Indiana Parkinson Foundation, I don't know if you're connected to Kim Williams, but that might be a wonderful partnership or connection as well for the ReZenergize Sanctuary. So something to think about. I think that's about it for the events. As always, you can stay on top of what's going on with TTR networking by going to our website, and that is www.ttrnetworkingin.com. Okay, Jennifer's nodding her head. I got it right. And you don't have to be a member of Collaborating Connections to be a part of the Collaborating Connections Facebook page. We do have a public facing page that is full of inspiration and motivation, informational updates, just good tips for business owners and managers, and some fun stuff from time to time. So that's another way to stay connected to us. So we just love to share wonderful resources. We love to make this information available to small business owners and managers, mid-sized business owners and managers. Everything does not necessarily cost, but certainly you want to invest some time and attention into your networking efforts for the success of your business. So TTR Networking is certainly happy to help in that endeavor. All righty. Let's see. Moving on from here, we are going to go ahead and start our roundtable introductions. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Pavithri Kilgore. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. Hey everyone, my name is Pavithri Kilgore. I am the owner of KPSK Consulting. We provide fractional human resources for small to medium-sized businesses across the US and US territories, specializing in labor and employment law. We focus our time on understanding the client's industry, regulations that govern them, and then making sure that they're in compliance with not just the labor and employment law, federal, local, and state, but also the government agencies that like to target small businesses. We jokingly say that my clients go make the money and we help them keep it instead of giving it back to the government. Unlike the IRS, I don't do taxes. My sweet spot is clients up to about 75 employees, but I do go all the way to 150. Any client over 150, I do have two, but they need to have at least an office manager, a generalist, somebody with boots on the ground that can do the day-to-day. That's about who I am in a nutshell.
All righty. Thank you so much, Pavithri.
Yep.
Do we have any questions or comments for Pavithri Kilgore of KPSK Consulting? All righty. Thanks again. Next, I am going to ask CB. I know you are on your phone. Are you available to introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm just driving. I'm downtown Fishers, so hey, downtown Fishers, yay! So big shout out to Fishers. Whoop whoop. Anyway, my name's CB Bjork. My business is Ascension Imaging Studio. I do headshots, personal branding, marketing, advertising. I'm an FAA licensed drone pilot, so I can also do real estate and property photography as well. Trying to think what else while I'm navigating through this crazy place. Yeah, that's about it. Looking forward to Fun Friday and working with all the TTR members and doing headshots there. So see you all there.
Super fantastic. Before you go, CB, do you mind giving us a little bit of info on your on your psychic business, and tell us a little bit about Catherine, the red-haired lady as well.
My wife is Catherine Brajas Bjork. She's the crazy red-haired lady. If you don't know Catherine and you see her hair, you'll understand why the red hair is crazy. Anyway, Catherine is an animal communicator and medium. I work as a psychic medium and author. That was the show that we did this past weekend. And boy, it's hard to say. If you're wondering what is coming, if you are wanting to speak to someone in the past or better understand your past, I can help you with all three. You can find me there, cbbjork.com, and all the stuff that I do. So how's that? Did I do good?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
And he does a lovely job. He's very talented. He's very gifted. So just, you know,
Thank you,
keep that.
Thank you, CB. CB, I want to particularly say, and I usually prompt him to add that information, because we love for people to show up with their complete authentic selves. There are several of us that do more than one type of job. And as we are making those warm referrals and sharing information about each other, it's good to know how multi-talented we all are, and, you know, how we can make those connections with each other, because you know, we don't represent necessarily just one aspect of our lives. We show up daily as you know, spouses and parents and employees and employers, and with a multitude of skill sets. So thanks again for sharing all of that, CB. Are there any questions or comments for CB this evening? Okay. Well, next I would like to invite Carol Blackmon. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. Sorry for looking this way. I've been remodeling my office area, and I've been painting and cutting boards for new trim and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, my name is Carol Blackmon, and I am a real estate agent in Indiana and licensed in Florida, which I am tickled to death that I am, because I really love what I do down there, and it's beautiful. I just really enjoy it. I enjoy it up here too, because my passion is helping people. I love helping people, just like I did the clients that I just got their house under contract finally. I mean, $500 out of my own pocket to have installed 2 really cool ceiling light fixtures. And that's what I do. I will go above and beyond, because they've already moved. They've already came back home. They're not there. So while I was there, I cleaned the toilets, cleaned the house, and installed light fixtures. So for showings, it's, you know, it's got to be done. So I take care of that for them. That way they never have to worry about it. And luckily now we're under contract. But anyway, we are a global company. I'm with eXp Realty. We are global. We are over 90,000 agents now. So if you know of anybody that's thinking about selling, thinking about moving, thinking about buying, please give me an introduction. Give me an opportunity to talk to them and get to meet them so they can get to know me. I always try to find a way to make it happen, one way or another. I will find a way to find their house or sell their house, one of the two. Just give me that opportunity, and I would love to meet them. And Carol Blackmon with eXp Realty. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carol. Do we have any questions for Carol Blackmon with eXp Realty this evening?
I know we're all excited, Carol. That's so cool. That is so cool. I mean, I've been out there telling people I've got this awesome realtors trying to sell. I mean, I'm thinking nobody knows anybody in Cape Coral, Florida. But
Yeah.
look, it worked.
It worked. It worked. I am tickled to death. I'm so happy for them. Happy for them.
Good for you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Let's see if there are no other questions for Carol. I will move on to Deanna, you are off screen. I don't know. Are you still available to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Let me finish chewing
Caught you in the mid-chew.
in the middle of a bite. Yeah, let me just, so I apologize. I didn't know it was going to be my turn. So my name is Deanna Morae, and we have a really lovely place called ReZenergize Sanctuary. And I'm kind of excited. I was thinking about when you said about how much you like to garden, I was thinking, I should just beg Dawn to come over and help us make it look even prettier here. Because I'd be happy to, like, you know, accommodate you or host you in an exchange where you come and help me do gardening and making it beautiful, and you come for a session. Just think about it. Think
Sounds
about it.
good. Sounds
So,
good.
you see these things in the background. This is the energy enhancement system. Does all kinds of amazing, miraculous stuff. But I can't say that. I can't say that. So erase that. I've seen people report having had amazing experiences, and that's all I can really tell anybody because FDA and all of the rules that they have there. But I have over 51 5-star reviews with testimonials on many of them of people who have had amazing experiences here. So that's what I can say, is that people describe their own experiences at heal.me, HEAL.me. And then you just look for Deanna Morae, Morae, or you can look for ReZenergize, which is re-energize with a Z right there in the middle, because we're going to add some Zen. So that's what we do. And then the wellness event that I went to this weekend, this alternative wellness event, was so enlightening. The other thing that I'm going to share with you, I'm so excited about, is we actually decided to invest in a handheld, portable, scalar unit that is also, we're seeing people report miraculous things. So my mission, and this is what the group can help me with if anybody has any introductions. My mission is to start taking the portable unit to do lunches or in-services or whatever you call that, whatever, you know, the specific facilitators would call that, for us to do little lunches where we educate and explain and help different offices of chiropractors, of, you know, functional medicine doctors, nurse practitioners, anybody who does acupuncture, those kinds of things that people really, you know, that they appreciate some of the alternative healings and alternative wellness options that we can offer. Those are the people that I need to get introductions to so that I can take little handheld unit to them with some flyers. As a partner with ReZenergize, we will give them flyers that their referrals will get their first session for free. So any businesses that you know of that might be wanting to or willing to hear from us about what we do, we will give them referral flyers that will allow people to come for their first experience for free. And so any business partners, and that's why I was wondering about the B2B, whether or not that would be a good thing for me to come to, because it's about businesses referring people, and that will give their clients a very special discounted opportunity. So, and that's true for any of you as well. If any of you have somebody that, you know, you have a referral group, or you have a group of customers and clients that you want to refer us to, come in, let's have a conversation so you kind of have an idea of what to say or what it is you want to share. And then we'll give you the flyers and you can give them out to your customers to start getting the word out to what it is we do and why it is that it matters. Because Dr. Sandra, the inventor of this, of the machine, she said, it's important for people to understand that coming to this machine is not a one and done. It's same as not brushing your teeth is a one and done. Oh, I brushed my teeth last month. They're fine. That's not true, right? We have to make sure we're doing the maintenance. And if we want to be able to weather life a little bit better, a little more gracefully, age a little more gracefully, we have to make sure that we're doing the maintenance things that can help repair those cells, repair any damage that can help trigger the body to repair itself in ways that it hasn't been able to do before. So a regular session, at least, I would say at least once a month, is a very good maintenance opportunity to help support your body in doing the very best that it's capable of in the aging process, or anti-aging process, actually. So we have not only that, but I'm excited to say we're going to be sending out an email soon that talks about some of the other stuff we learned about nitric oxide. I had no idea how important quality nitric oxide is in wellness. So I'm going to be sharing that with people when they come to the center and come to the sanctuary, giving them a little sample of the nitric oxide so that when they come in to the center, it's going to help support their body even better, because that little nitric oxide lozenge gives their body a jump start to getting it to work even more.
Very cool. Super awesome. Thanks so much, Deanna. Do we have any questions or comments for Deanna Morae and ReZenergize Sanctuary? I will just add, I've always had wonderful experiences there. I'm looking forward to scheduling my next visit. My last visit was an overnight session.
And we have one of those coming up.
Okay, I will check my calendar.
Pavithri, can I ask a question, Dawn? I'm sorry. Can I just throw it out there? Pavithri is going to lead the leading edge tomorrow. Do you?
Leading edge is on Thursday.
Not tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, I'm always a day or so behind or ahead, one of the two. But Deanna, I can include you in that email, and then you can jump on if you want to.
So it's a remote.
I'm sorry.
So it's a remote meeting.
It's on
Correct.
Zoom, but the majority of the members right now anyway are all local, right? Pavithri, or the people that are showing up are pretty much.
Correct. We have one company, Andrew. His company is based out of Chicago, but he's the local rep for Indianapolis.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I think you're right in the right place, Deanna, with going into, doing the sample thing, that's really cool. So if that can help, I'll just make sure I write that down. Pavithri, you'll keep me honest to get that. And I wouldn't be dishonest otherwise. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Deanna, that would
the only
be
other, speaking of kind of keeping you honest, but I think what you meant is, make sure and hold me accountable to make sure you get it out is probably what I meant, I assume. Speaking of holding accountability, I want to make sure that I am accountable to our group, because as I indicated, I would be starting a mastermind group. And I guess I would just like input, if we were going to do a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday mastermind group, can you guys give me an idea of what time do you think would be the most popular for us to do a support each other and really help make a big difference to everybody who attends mastermind group? About what time and about how long? Because I think it with 10 people minimum, we probably need to have somewhere around an hour and a half to 2 hours, like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
And now I guess that, Dawn, that was one thing I was going to talk with you at some point was, what could we put out? Because I do want to take Deanna's offering, but I also don't want to string her along if we don't have enough people, I mean, I'm being honest. I don't want anybody to be, and I certainly, Sundays, I mean, did we want to do it once a month? Is that what we were thinking, Deanna?
Yeah,
Like
once a month.
Okay. I guess for me, it would be better earlier than later.
Oh, okay. So not 7 to 9, but because we're looking at coming into summer. So a lot of people are up later, even on Sundays. So that's why I wanted to get an idea, but that's fine.
You know what? Actually, that's fine. I mean, I guess, Dawn, I don't know. I mean, I didn't mean to put it in anybody's, that you have to do this, Deanna. It's just I do think it would be a good place to do it.
Yeah,
I would love to see it come to be, another option to connect and engage with other professionals through a masterminding session. And I think it's a great concept. For me on Sundays, I may be traveling home from wherever I was at during the weekend. So later Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, do
afternoon,
that,
works.
Deanna. And it's only going to be once a month. So,
Yeah.
you know, we can plan around that. So I would, yeah.
But let's think of a way that we can share it with the TTR networking group and get their you know, everybody's input so that we're sure that people who are interested have an opportunity to contribute the best available time. So,
Well,
Okay.
and the truth of the matter is, it would be the ideal number of people is going to be right around 10. So it isn't going to
Right.
be, and I will also say it isn't we don't have to count on only the people who are in TTR, because there's a couple other networking groups that if I can pull in other folks who are interested that really are dedicated to being in a mastermind and dedicated to helping make that commitment to other people, because it isn't about just making a mastermind for us. This mastermind is really about being dedicated to helping each other get that, because we give that energy and that light and that vision and that picturing and that out picturing to all the people who come.
Right. Well, I guess I would think what, and we can leave it and get, you know, kind of figure that out, Dawn, if there's some people that we want to ask, maybe not put it out to everybody, but everybody that's on the call right now, if you're interested in being part of it, please reach out to us, because it sounds like the sooner we get it going, the better, but also you have some other people to talk to. And, you know, if you've ever been part of a mastermind group, I'll tell you the power is unbelievable. I mean, it really is. I mean, you
Really
just
is.
don't, you know. So anyway, I will leave it at that. But Deanna, thank you for holding us accountable to make sure we let you know. But I would say I would say trying to start it maybe in May or something. Obviously, we are not looking at, So Dawn, we can talk about it and maybe get an email with, All right, I'll leave it alone.
no problem.
Thank you, Deanna. That sounds good. I'm sorry, it looks like Tia fell off, but if she comes back, she was outside, so who knows what.
Yeah, she left a message. Thanks for allowing me to hop on, and she looks forward to meetings. See you all next Friday. So it sounds like she's going to be at the Haverstick as well.
Okay.
Jennifer, since you've connected with her and gotten her contact information, can you share that with me so that I can post it along with this recording? Because she did not indicate
it's
her.
it's in an email to you,
Okay.
Dawn, that I sent you with her. Now, all I can tell you guys is she is a financial advisor.
Okay.
And she reached out, and and I will tell you, Carol, you and Robert, I think you both need to really connect with her, even if Pavithri, there's no question. She probably knows all kinds of people. She works with nonprofits. She knows everybody. It sounds like she's been out there doing some really good things for a long time, and now she's kind of working for herself in the financial world, but she's got connections in all of your industries. So she is really awesome, and she found us through Alignable. So all I can tell you is just really try to follow up, or try to connect with her. And I do think this group would be wonderful for her with the nonprofit connection, Dawn. So I'll leave it at that. I don't need to talk. I would just say, I guess I want Philip to make sure he can give his little spiel.
Are you ready
He's
to
here,
introduce
but
yourself in your business?
It's all right.
Philip Johnson with A&A Solar. We are bringing, as mentioned in the past, the solar business to Indiana. Our son started it, and his wife started it in Colorado. And we're hoping this little trip I'm going on, I don't know, it's little, kind of bringing it to Indiana just a little bit behind, but it's going to be very, very beneficial though. Where like I said, I go down and I learn the ins and outs about solar panel cleaning. So that'll be good. We also will be doing pest control. So if you have
Solar panel.
on the solar panels.
Yeah.
So if there's any birds or squirrels or whatever that will start chewing on the wires, we have some fencing, some guarding to put around the solar panels so they cannot get in there. And people would be looking for to help us would be realtors, construction people, anybody that does any work on the house that that could give us some ideas. And also, if you are out driving around and you see a field of them, if there's a phone number, please write them down for us. But if not, excuse me, if you can at least tell us where you see the fields at, we'll take a trip there or we'll start looking at them on the internet and we will see if we can find out who is the owner of them so we can contact them and get our name on their list for potential cleaning. So pretty much where we're at. So Philip Johnson with A&A Solar Wash.
Super fantastic. Thank you so much, Philip.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions or comments for Philip Johnson this evening?
The only thing that I threw out there was the pest control. We just don't want people to think that we're going to do any pest control. It's in the solar panels. It's all related to that. You all know that. But no, we are getting it's very exciting to be going, even though I'm not going. I already told them there's no way I'm going, but they're going to do, it's just going to be a very, I think that hands-on, just, coming back with that dirt under your fingernails and can honestly say we know what it's about. Adam's been telling us and they've done all the, all the stuff they need to do. But we will definitely be very excited to share with all of you when he gets back. Continue to share. We get people, I've got people that are out and they're seeing something. Jennifer, they're texting. We just found a field of solar panels. They're over here on whatever. And people are really trying to help. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're definitely increasing our knowledge base because I can say myself personally, I've seen solar panels. I know what they are, but I never knew so much about their care and maintenance until I started talking to you guys about this business. And it's a technology of the future. It's going to become more and more prevalent. So
right, a lot of people don't know much about them. That's why we're going to try to learn, teach it to people on what needs to be done to help them maintain their panels and get the best out of them they can. So, and like I said, this trip down to Florida will be very helpful, and I'll learn a lot of things about them, and I'll be able to share it with our team up here when we get them together.
Super awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And Jennifer, you said you didn't want to introduce yourself in your business.
Nope.
Well, I'm going to speak on your behalf. Jennifer Johnson, Executive Director of TTR Networking, who just does an amazing job keeping this whole networking thing together for more than 14 years. You are very much appreciated. And I know you shared with me earlier today that your music jobs are increasing, and I know that that is the core of your heart, what you love to do and your passion. So I'm very happy to hear that, but glad that you are still very much engaged with us. Let's see, beyond that, I want to make sure that I share and acknowledge some information, however brief, about Collaborating Connections members who are not here this evening. We have Robert Bonjour, another one of our global partners. He is with Offset House Printing, a family printing business that has been around for years and years. So anybody has any printing work and engagements, please reach out to Robert Bonjour. We have Robert Haley, who is our mortgage lending specialist with Old National Bank. And Robert has years and years of mortgage lending experience, just a whole lot of knowledge. So whether you've just got a question, looking to how you can possibly finance your home, refinance your home for any financial needs, etc. Robert Haley is your guy. We also have Nicole Williams, who is a fellow executive board member of TTR Networking, and she is a social networking strategist, and I'll say blogger extraordinaire. So Nicole Williams helps you with your business marketing on social networking and providing some wonderfully creative ideas. So if anybody has a need for that, please reach out to Nicole. We have another member, Nancy Vesley, with iAmerica Insurance. She is a health insurance and life insurance specialist who stays on top of her training and just is a wealth of knowledge. So as life circumstances change, as your needs and health and life insurance change, please reach out to Nancy Vesley. We also have Kim Good of Good Bookkeeping Services and Payroll Services. So for small to medium-sized businesses, Kim loves to help. We know that a lot of business owners wear a lot of hats, manage the operations, the finances, the marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're not a specialist in the area of the finance, the bookkeeping, the payroll, please give Kim Good a call. She is happy to help. And let's see, I know that CB spoke about his lovely wife, Catherine Barajas Bjork. So crazy red-haired lady. And you can check out her website as well. But those are our Collaborating Connections members who are not here this evening. I want to make sure to give them a shout out. Last but not least, myself. At the beginning, I spoke. My name is Dawn Evans Casey. I'm the leader of Collaborating Connections, have been involved with TTR networking for years and just absolutely love it. I work a day job leading corporate audit for a local company, but I also have various entrepreneurial endeavors that I manage on a day-to-day basis. And I'll quickly run through. We have spa travel. I'm a full service travel agent. So if you have any travel needs, you're looking to plan overall, whether we're talking about hopefully in a package, airfare, hotel or a resort, car rental, vacation, rail trips, cruises, etc. Spa travel is happy to help. My husband and I also run a nonprofit called Claiming Your Roots, where we teach families, multi-generational families, about genealogy and family history. We get them started on doing their own family history research and how to pull that together into a keepsake project, a keepsake that they can continue to build on and pass on to future generations. I also write a blog about my passion, which is chocolate. I have mentioned a little bit earlier today. And that was with the help of Nicole Williams that I mentioned earlier. I was part of her beta program and started a blog about what I love. So if you happen to love or like chocolate, want some new recipes, want to just indulge visually in wonderful pictures, poetry, quips, stories about chocolate, please feel free to follow on Facebook, The Cheerful Chocolate Spirit. And last of all, send out cards, which is a wonderful resource. I'm an affiliate with Send Out Cards, and I want to share and show how sending a lovely greeting card with postage included is less expensive to do online through Send Out Cards, and also more heartfelt in connecting with your loved ones, your neighbors, your friends, your family, your clients, keeping you top of mind and encouraging you to show gratitude and care to help build those wonderful relationships. So if you're at all interested in utilizing Send Out Cards as a resource for your business, or just personally to maintain wonderful connections with family and friends, just let me know. That's in a nutshell for me, Dawn Evans Casey. Are there any questions or comments? All righty. But I did mention at the top of this recording that this is the month of April and our discussion topic is accountability. I wanted to just open the floor for us to talk about. We've talked about what accountability looks like from the perspective of each of us as business owners and managers, being accountable to our goals and our mission and revisiting that from time to time to make sure that we're on track. We've talked about accountability from the perception or perspective of our clients and potential clients, what their expectations are and how they evaluate our accountability. This week, I'd like to have a discussion about our accountability as partners, team members in collaborating connections and various networking groups. So what do you think? What's important? What do you need when we are looking at each other as partners, as collaborating members of this networking group? What are we looking for in accountability in each other? What are those expectations? And do we feel like we have, the time and interest in being accountable to each other? To provide those wonderful warm referrals, to reach out and do those one-on-one connections to find out more about each other, to inquire exactly who it is that we're looking to be connected to, and just to stay abreast of and say, hey, how are you doing? You're not just a networking partner, but we are building these friendly relationships. So every now and then we just need some encouragement or somebody to say, hey, are you okay? And is there any way that I can help? So those are just some of my general thoughts about accountability within this partnership, this collaboration. What are your thoughts on accountability within a networking organization?
Can I just throw out there while these ladies are, because when you said that, what I found anyway, is that when you're in these networking groups, you are very much accountable. And if it, you know what I mean? Obviously I sent out an email today with, it's like it goes from, if you share it with somebody else, it's 65%. It goes up to your success rate is 65. But if you share it, no, that's not right. But it goes into the 90s if you're sharing it with somebody else. And the group is that accountability partner. I would encourage everybody to find, at least one person that's going to hold them. It's funny because Nicole and I, when we first started meeting 4 years ago, it was our accountability time. Well, now it is accountability, even though we don't necessarily, some people might say it's not accountability, but it is. She'll ask me, so what are you doing on this? Have you taken care of that? But that's what I do pay her, everybody. I pay her. So, I pay her because she does keep me accountable. And even when there's times when she says something like, what are you doing about this? And I'll say, I'm not doing that right now. I'm not being forced into it, but the success rate, I say it all the time. If I didn't have Nicole, I do talk to Dawn. Now I'm starting to talk to Pavithri. I'm now, there's a lot of people, but that just, the accountability. I guess what I started out saying though, in a networking organization like this, I hope people talk to new members, prospective new members, being realistic. If you come into this thinking you're just going to disappear into the wall, you are not. You're going to not. And if you're going to receive, you think you're going to receive a bunch of stuff, you're not until you get comfortable. But anyway, your responsibility, which I talked about that the other night or the other day on a call because Dawn had talked about it last week. The responsibility for being accountable in a group like this is so much. Because if, you know what, if we're all on this call and we say, you know, maybe, Pavithri, why didn't you follow up with the guy I told you to, we would never do it that way. But if she doesn't do what she says she does, you know, if it's weeks and she's never, it's going to catch up with her and we're all going to say blackball Pavithri. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I'm saying. But,
Sure.
you know,
Sure.
we knew what Carol was going through, you know, when she was working. We could only help her so much. But had we not, I mean, I would have thought, yeah, she's going to come up with a solution. And we all are now excited to go out and, you know, spread the good word. I don't know. You guys are understanding. It catches up with you if you don't do what you're telling people you're going to do. Right. I mean, Carol, you could have just been hanging on for another couple months or whatever. I don't know if you could have. I'm sorry. I know you were doing it for a long time.
Well, the thing is that the listing was expiring May 10th.
Oh,
because it's
goodness.
been on the market for 6 months and listings are 6 months. So it's like I'm running out of ideas, and I was almost at the point of giving one of the EXP agents in Florida the listing because they're there full time. But it wouldn't have mattered because nobody was looking at it. So now those light fixtures just caught somebody's attention and got it done. So, and I thought, what can I do before this expires?
So yeah, and being on these calls and sharing it with us, we know you're doing it. And we know that Pavithri does her job. We know that CB does. But in these groups, you know, we would all possibly be sitting here, you know, I mean, it can catch up with you very easily.
Sure.
That somebody, you know what I'm saying? It could, I mean, because we've had people that I was thinking about it, man, I forget sometimes. We've had groups that started and somebody in the group was causing all kinds of grief and, you know, and that has a way of not only screwing their business up, but also screwing the group up.
Yes.
I mean, honestly. And I guess I try to set people up. I told Tia, I said, you know, if you're in the group for 3 or 4 months and you don't get any referrals or you don't feel like giving any, then maybe it's just not a good fit. You know, I said, don't expect to do it right away. I know it's 7:30, but the accountability end of this, Dawn, is immense. I mean, you know,
Sure.
and I mean, unbelievably big
Here's what we
responsibility.
think about it, and it goes beyond the warm referrals are wonderful, but there is so much more accountability, as you mentioned. You know, the support, the encouragement, the ideas, the communication, the manifesting for ourselves and for each other. The, you know, intentionally showing up, contributing to the conversation, and then doing those follow-ups, those one-on-ones. There is so much accountability, and it doesn't take ridiculous effort. It takes, you know, thoughtfulness. It takes thinking about, you know, the old adage to what you'd like to receive, make sure that you're giving that, you know. And then, you know, I always talk about how Tuesday is my long day. I love getting on these calls because by the end of the call, I'm feeling like I have heard good words. I'm inspired. I've got new ideas. I've learned something. So, you know, all of that, each of you have contributed to, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for this group. I want you guys to know that. So, as we are past 7:30, I guess I'll leave it there. I hope that everybody has gotten wonderful golden nuggets from tonight's conversation. And gosh, it's always awesome I'm gonna go ahead and put this recording out on social media, on our Collaborating Connections YouTube channel, and on Facebook, and perhaps LinkedIn as well, with the contact information of all of our wonderful professionals. And I just go forward, have a wonderfully productive week. And we're gonna do this all over again next Tuesday evening. Come join us, come be a part of it. We're looking forward to meeting you. All right.
Say, Deanna just jumped on and we're all waving goodbye.
Goodbye.
My
We
phone
love your
died
new
twice.
haircut. We love your new part in your hair. It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.